Well, welcome. We're here today to talk to you about our new strategic plan. First thing I have to tell you about, and when I say the word new, it's really leading off of what we've done in the past. And I've got Mike with me today, and we're gonna, in 6 minutes or less, tell you about what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it and have that discussion. We've talked a lot about population health. We've talked a lot about the digital platform. But the other thing that we'll say is we need to strengthen our core as we work through this year. So Mike, everyone's going to want to know strategic plan. What's new? Are there any things?
Well, number one, I would reiterate that, we continue to follow the same process we have historically with the 3-year rolling plan. We've had a fantastic year working with our board of directors on refining the plan and moving it forward. And as we look at, how do we continue to make it useful to all of you, the areas that we really are focused on is how do we continue to improve the experience for all of our stakeholders. So we're going to spend a lot of time on our tactics around the caregiver experience and how we improve that. For those that are interested, how we get more people engaged, our international program, which is a core of who we are. In addition, really moving forward with understanding who are our consumers and patients and beginning to build much more segmentation, understanding their wants and needs in receiving health care.
So a real focus on the caregiver experience and the patient consumer experience.
Exactly, right? And hopefully coming out of it with some exciting new things in branding that will touch people in each community that we serve. And then finally, obviously, our clinicians are really important to us. So working with our primary care physicians, our specialists, and others on how we help them better engage with consumers. And through the digital technologies that we're developing, through the clinical institutes that we're bringing together across the system, and really building a stronger community for them. And then in addition, there is more change coming, as you all read about, at a government level, whether it be the state or national, and really continuing to refine and build up our advocacy efforts so that we're on the leading edge of the change going forward. But it's really all in the name of better serving our customers, which are our caregivers, our patients, and our physicians. And so a real focus on that. But as you said earlier, Rod, it's really about refinement, not about a lot of new work, just doing it better.
Because that concept of strengthening the core seems to resonate with people, and so some of the other things that are going to go into that as we're working would be.
Yeah, it is. It's really important that we do strengthen the core. We're coming off, a remarkable year where we actually completed our goals around implementing Epic, and now have the largest instance of Epic in the country. We grew nearly 20% through new affiliations coming in, like St. John's, PacMed, Cadillac, and others. And so now we need to take all the great things we've done and really focus in it. And as a result of that, you'll actually see that we're reducing the number of metrics that we're focused on from 12 to 9.
Well, I think everyone will be, that makes it simpler for folks.
Makes it easier for us to track and easier for us to communicate and engage people. And linked to the fact that we're really focused around the customers we talked about, really increasing the weight around engagement. It's so important that as we have so many new consumers coming to Providence, given our growth and our reputation, we have great engagement. Continuing to excel in the clinical work we do. We're doing more work in more communities and at a more sophisticated level. And so how do we continue to do that? And the beauty of all the success that we're seeing in the strategic plan is we continue to have opportunities to grow. And so how do we fit those growth opportunities together as part of our metrics so that we can actually be further ahead of the curve as we engage our core leaders and others in the process of actually implementing growth.
But I think it's welcome news that I think everyone's going to hear about really concentrating on our caregivers and really in terms of what we need there. The other thing is where's the board on this, and just maybe talking through a little bit, how do we gain the support of the organization? What's that process like?
Yeah, the board of directors, I think it's been a phenomenal year in working with them. We've been really focused about spending concentrated time with them, 2 or 3 hours at each board meeting on the strategies of the organization, focused on our one-page strategic plan and how we continue to be better at moving the strategy forward. And they've been incredibly engaged and incredibly supportive, and in some cases actually pushing us to keep the focus around the core, keep the focus around our caregivers and engagement. And so we'll continue to do that. I think the most important thing for all of our caregivers out there is how do we create the ultimate environment for them to be able to engage with their customers, whether it be a nurse that's working in the ICU with a patient on being monitored, all the way to somebody who is collecting, you know, the co-pays and deductibles from people in the billing offices, because we want everybody in our organization ultimately to understand what their part is, you know, in achieving our strategic outcome of creating healthier communities together. So it makes a great difference to them every day in the work that they do.
It's great. Well, with that, you know, more to come. You'll be talking with your own chief strategic officers, and we look forward to engaging you on the plan. And Mike, thanks.
Yeah, likewise. Great to be here. And thank you, everybody, for the amazing stuff you do every day.